we are talking about grenade machine guns. I've talked about them a little bit in the past before, especially with the AGS-30, and if you want to go check out that video, go check on the little link above. But we're today talking about the 40mm projectile that's used across most standard NATO grenade machine gun platforms, particularly the Mark 19. Now, the grenade machine gun has been a dominating weapon system in the battlefield, from the incredible Mark 19 40mm system from the west, which we see in this footage, to the AGS-30 from the east. They provide huge amounts of close-in suppression and firepower to mounted and dismounted troops. But many have asked me, Matt, do you think they should make the guns larger? Is the 40mm, for example, enough? Now, it is a rather interesting question, one I have actually asked myself a few times. I have firsthand used the Mark 19 grenade launcher known as the GMG in the British Army, and it's an incredible bit of kit. I was always amazed how quiet it was when we fired it and the little to no recoil it produced. Sadly, I wasn't the best shot though, but when you're lobbing 40mm rounds sat behind something that has the sights nearly as tall as the Empire State Building, there is some room for error. The 40mm projectile is very useful and a very practical round for combat use, and many nations have capitalized on its firepower to provide fire support in battles for many years, in both the past and to come. Let me put it this way, I've never heard of anyone or researched of anyone who has not felt its blast damage or capabilities not being affected on the battlefield. They have nothing but praise and happiness for this weapon system. That doesn't mean though that it's perfect. A lot of people think that some weapons have a renowned use for its length of service, and if it, quote, isn't broke, then don't fix it, unquote. But you would be surprised to hear that most people I speak to regarding the Mark 19's the M203 is actually regarded as not that great. It's been around for a long time, and there's many people with the weapons that we provide on today have really extended their service life. The M203, for example, is bulky, heavy, and sometimes quite prone to actually failing and falling off or in some sort of malfunction. Now, yes, it does give the infantry the ability to launch 40mm grenades into the teeth of enemy troops. But are we missing something extra that we could be utilizing? Is the 40mm enough for today's suppressive firepower? Now, we can't compare apples to oranges from the underslung personal weapons to a grenade machine gun, which is normally mounted or tripod mounted with some sort of fire team that attaches to it. We have to understand that the 40mm round has basically been used since the 60s. Now, yes, I know many other projectiles have been used for even longer, but we're looking at quite a specific projectile, something that's quite customizable to its use. We have to understand though also that this is why people love the 40mm. Now, the individual use of the 40x46mm cartridge is the NATO standard cartridge that's modern and common in the military world today. This type is meant for use in handheld grenade launchers such as the M79, the M23 and the M30 MGL. It features a casing with a high-low system which makes that gorgeous, popping sound as it leaves the tube. This is because the propellant has a low pressure composition and gives the projectile an average velocity of around 78 to 84 meters per second, or 256 to 276 feet per second, depending on the ammunition type. The round was designed for the M79 grenade launcher, which is a single-shot, shoulder-fired, break-action grenade launcher that fires the 40x46mm grenade, which uses the US Army called the high-low propulsion system to keep that recoil force low, and first appeared during the Vietnam War with huge success. This is the same weapons platform that was used on Penghancur. Of course it did though, it was very useful in Vietnam. It was there to be able to put a hand grenade basically in a bunker, pillbox or even trees for distances from 75 to 375 meters in 25-meter increments. Perfect for an environment where you don't want to get close to charging guerrilla warfare troops, or traps where carrying larger mortar setups would hinder troops trekking through the hellish jungles of Vietnam. But this round, although extremely effective, is being asked a lot more today than it ever has been before in its past. With design a heavier, larger, and more powerful round capable of larger blast or damage effectiveness will cost governments and militaries around the world a lot of money. The 40mm is kind of like a preferred smartphone when you use the iPhone, for example, which is sadly the one I use. Lots and lots of people use them and enjoy their use. They're effective and useful and tend to do exactly what you expect of them and from a smartphone. But let's just rhetorically say there was much better phone system out there. We all know that the new phone will need new accessories. Will it connect to your vehicle's own audio system, for example? Will it need a new charging cable? You need to get more charging cables because, one's never enough. Will it work with Windows or Apple computers very well? Do you need a new protective case? What about the time it will take to get used to all the new ins and outs of the operating system? It can be a deterrent to those who invested time and money and effort into getting into use of say iPhone. In the military, this is similar to the fact that those questions for the phone can be translated into such. Does the new weapon cartridge size machine gun need new mounts that don't fit my 40mm systems? How much will the new ammo cost? How much will it cost to retrain the new field force? Will the round be abundantly available as the 40mm? Will anyone else buy it and therefore be able to logistically support it if we have it in joint missions? This is a big part why the 40mm has stayed for the long haul. We've become addicted to its capability and the comfort zone of its logistics, cost, interoperability with other nations, and relying upon the defense company that sells them that the new tech will come out on the machine guns to update them and keep them in the forefront of grenade fire support. Whereas in reality, it's just easier to stick to the 40mm and the Mark 19 platform because everything there is already set up, costs have already been incurred, and it's not risk. When it comes to governments of today, risk in the defense sector is outrageous. The gun itself, though, is one of the biggest reasons why it's not in its size. But that's not saying there are not competitive alternatives to the 40mm, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. The second reason the 40mm round is here to stay is because it's undoubtedly a very effective round and has huge customization and fire support options. Let's go back to the beautiful Mark 19. The Mark 19 was originally developed to provide the US Navy with an effective river-time patrol weapon in Vietnam. A product improvement program was initiated in the late 1970s, resulting in the Mark 19.3. The M430 HEDP, or High Explosive Dual Purpose, 40mm by 53mm blade, was slightly different rounds to the 40 by 46mm personal roles such as the engine. This round, however, will pierce up to 2 inches thick of armor and produce fragmentations to 4 personnel within 5 meters and wound personnel within 15 meters of point of impact. When you think of those numbers, it makes you wonder why we're even having this conversation. It's pretty effective. But the problem is, this was a defined feature of the round that was designed to allow it to not engage anything more complex such as composite armor, reactive armor, and most importantly, active protection systems, which is we're talking about actually putting these weapon systems against true hardcore opponents. You know fine well there's going to be active protection systems protecting against some of the targets that this was designed to destroy. Soft-skinned vehicles, armed personnel carriers and such. Now the M430 HEDP has quite the impressive kill radius of that 5 meters, which is more than enough to destroy a bunker or a pillbox crew or a lightly skinned vehicle. It does have a wound radius of approximately 15 meters, in which the world of grenades is actually quite capable. This is actually what you want in the higher number though. You want the wounding radius high. You're probably wondering why you want a grenade that wounds more than it does kill. Well, casualties on the battlefield add huge psychological and logistical strain upon its troops. The fact that troops could be screaming in pain in combat with shrapnel wounds is something that other troops just can't ignore, reducing the combat capability of the troops around the surrounding area and gives them the ability to have to either extract or administer first aid. Grenade machine guns strike fear in trenches and fixed positions because people know that fragmentation is going to make much more a mess of your flesh than a bullet wound going in and out or getting stuck inside of you. And it's safe to say that shrapnel is just horrible stuff, and it really does play on your mind. It is upon military analysis conducted from historical data, weapon characteristics, and military forces feedback, American military researcher DARPA had determined that the XM307, which was a more modernized platform, was a weapon that the Army did consider as a replacement for the Mark 19 in the future. Although this was recommended as a weapon, the XM307 used a new 25mm ammunition that is not currently used by any part of the US military, which was not accounted for in the cost-benefit analysis. The XM307 offers some major advantages over the Mark 19, however the procurement cost of weapon is significant. Furthermore, there are other alternative grenade launchers that were not analyzed in the study, which may have actually performed better than the XM307. This is a strange scenario where not only the system was too costly, but the round was actually smaller, but somehow more effective than the Mark 19. So do we need a quick projectile? Roll in the same old beast that was no other than General Dynamics, who also produced honestly the Mark 19. In comes the Mark 47 Mod 0 40mm advanced grenade launcher, which fires the same size grenades as the Mark 19, but also comes with a lot of advances to make it deadlier. One thing that the troops will like at least is that it's a lot more lightweight. This system also adds a new video sight, adds laser range finding and night vision, allowing for better target acquisition. Perhaps the deadliest accessory for the Mark 47 is the Mark 285 grenade. This is an airburst ammunition much like the 25mm rounds fired by the XM25 Punisher. How does it know when to airburst? Well, it's programmed with data from the advanced sight. So maybe the bigger projectile isn't the way to go. Maybe it's smarter. But it doesn't change the fact that we are still using that 40mm round that is keeping most of its effective ranges and blast radius the same. I'm surprised actually when you think of the future of the grenade machine gun that we are not expanding the size of the round. Now many will argue that that's why we have mortars and reserve weapons like the 25mm bushman, etc. But in my eyes, if that's the case, then you are looking at using a purely straight velocity round for precision shooting a vehicle with a chain gun, or setting up a mortar crew with an added challenge of fire discipline, firing data, fire missions, and the reduced effect of the number of rounds downrange at any one time. Each weapon platform has its uses, and in my eyes the grenade machine gun is there for prolonged and overwhelming firepower that can create such a quick deployed repeating zone by explosive that the larger crew serve weapons or mortars cannot capitalize on as effectively. That's why the 40mm makes up the middle ground of fire support, but I feel as if the round could be created slightly larger to increase the beating zone and suppression even more effective. Will it happen? I doubt it. Sadly, as much as it would be interesting to see the data and ballistics of this hypothetical round, we probably won't be seeing it anytime soon. The addiction to the 40mm round is here to stay, and until someone creates something universal that can use both 40mm rounds and potentially a large round, it seems as though the 40mm would dominate the grenade machine gun realm. But honestly, I don't really see it as a bad thing. The round is doing what is being asked of with great effect. My concern is that sooner or later the tech that is being added to the guns and for this projectile that fire them will not be enough to actually overwhelm the tech